All right, where is she? Hiding from me. Emily. We've had Emily Ross with us this morning, and and Emily, just like I said about Matthew last week, multi-instrumentalist, so incredibly talented, and just such a love too. On top of all that, a really awesome person. So I'm really excited to have Emily, her beautiful voice, her consciousness, her guitar here with us this morning. And so here she is, Emily Ross.
So I heard this song for the first time this week. This is by a band called First Aid Kit, which is a pretty cool name, First Aid Kit for a band. I like that. But I heard this song, it's called Angel, and I was like, this is the best song for this week. So I learned it, and here it is. Even if you can love me, all of this pain that I have concealed and I can see wouldn't be real. Sometimes it feels like I shout, but I'm just letting it out. What's fear ever done for me? To hold me back. What has jealousy and hate ever done for you? Never mind you and what you think you like. So give me love, give me compassion, self-forgiveness, and give me some passion. I love you, even if you don't love me. I love you, even if you can't love me. Yeah. You can staring at your mirror, trying to make the picture clearer and clearer. Can't you see who's in front of you? So give me love and give me compassion, self-forgiveness and give me some passion. I love you, even if you can't love me. Oh, baby, can't you see you're free? Oh, angel, can't you see you're free? Oh, angel, can't you see you're free? Oh, angel, can't you see you're free?
morning, family. My name is Michael Dyer, and I'll be doing the reading for you. The last few weeks have been very, very challenging, both emotionally and physically. But I'm so grateful for this teaching because I've been able to come back and enjoy my oneness, and I'm grateful again for my relationship with God. So I'm inspired to read this to you today. And it's written by Theresa. I live in the life of God. All life is one life. Just as every physical substance known derives from one universal energy, so there is but one life principle, which is God, in which we all live and from which infinite source our individual lives are drawn. If this one life is present everywhere, it is also within us. To say the life of God is the only life there is means that my life is not only in God, but also in God and from God, and it is God, in and through me. If this were not true, I would have a life separate from God, which is unthinkable and impossible. But it is true that the life of God is my life now. How wrongly I must have been thinking about this life. I have judged it falsely and condemned it unnecessarily in every way, shape, and manner in my ignorance. I have denied the very thing I should be affirming. There is one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. In God I live and move and have my being. And God lives in me and moves through me. I deny then that there is any life separate from good. And I affirm that every organ, action, and function of my physical body is animated by the divine life that created and sustains it. It is this life that is circulating through me now, in happiness, in harmony, and with perfect rhythm. I am one with the whole. Therefore, I say to my mind, you are to live and think and feel this truth until it is spontaneous and natural. And when you say, God is my life, you are to know that the entire life of the divine and perfect presence is now flowing through you. I affirm this today. The life of God is the only life there is. That life is my life now, completed and perfect. Thank you, God bless.
So I'm sure some of you saw this week, Joni Mitchell, there was a video of her circulating around of her having a Newport Folk Festival. I don't think you saw it. But it's her just, I don't know, like last week, and she was singing Both Sides Now, her today. And I didn't know she could still sing or anything, but it was so moving. And so Theresa on Facebook was like, "Can you please play this?" I was like, "Yeah." It's one of my favorite songs. Maybe my favorite song. Let's see if I can do it justice. You can. Rose and rose in the rain, and ice cream castles and the air, and flowers everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. Now they only mark the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I could have done. If I was lying right way. I was diagnosed from all sides now, feeling up and down there. Still somehow it's clouds and illusions. I really don't know how. Going to gyms and Ferris wheels. Dizzy dancing where you feel. Whenever your fairy tale comes real, I looked at love gallery. Now it's just another show. You keep on laughing when you go, and if you get home, let them know. Don't give yourself away. I looked at love from both sides now, from you and take it. Still somehow it's love's illusions. I really don't know them. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right now. Dreams and scenes and memories described. I looked at like that. Now moments are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I changed. Well, something's lost and something's gained from living every day. I pretend like you lost sight now. You'll give and take and still somehow it's life's illusion. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. And such a perfect song. Both of those songs. So perfect. But really, like, I'm going to stand up here and talk to you about the thing that we can't talk about. The thing that I'm going to tell you about understanding, the thing how we really understand it. I'm going to talk about the things that we can't touch, but I want you to embrace it. Yeah. Somebody want to take my place right now? There is, I do believe, that one source of substance. I say it all the time, one source of substance of all life. I absolutely believe that. I feel it. Sometimes the words do escape me, though. Sometimes it's just really hard to talk about. Last week we talked about the cosmos, the star stuff, that we're made of star stuff. That everything, in fact, is, even after I, that's what Carl Sagan said. So, that's easier to talk about than this, than that relationship. Ernest Holmes said, thank you so much for that reading. There is one life, that life is God's life, that life is my life. Now, what was that from? What book did we read now? 365 days. Yeah, okay. I'm using this book, Can We Talk to God? And let me just start right here and say, I don't use the word God. Not anymore because it gives me a rub, because I'm uncomfortable with it.
But because I suspect someone out here in the room is uncomfortable with that word, or someone that's listening from home is uncomfortable with that word, and it's because it means something to them that it's not what I mean. I'm the same way about the word minister, reverend, because you got an idea that probably is not. So, so I don't like to use a lot of words for that reason because, we each have our own assigned definition of these words. So when you hear me say God, know that I mean everything else, every other word I could use. Energy, source. Creative intelligence is really my favorite description. Creative intelligence. It's in everything. You can see creative intelligence in nature, and that's in you. And it was in the Big Bang. It's in everything. To me, creative intelligence really, that does it for me, So anyway, Ernest Holmes from Can We Talk to Lee. You belong to the universe in which you live. You are one with the creative genius, capitalized creative genius, that's really good word. You are one with the creative genius back of this vast array of ceaseless motion, this original flow of life. Life is another good word. I like that word because life moves, life evolves, life is a movement, it's an action. I believe that the divine is a movement and an action, the living spirit. As I said last week, it didn't create and then it grow. It's still here now with us all. So, if we ever want to have a healthy relationship with each other, with our spouse, with society, with our government, with the world, I believe we need to have a healthy relationship with that primary source of life itself, that which is breathing in us. Doesn't it kind of make sense that we want to have a good, comfortable, familiar relationship, or else everywhere we go, we're a little uncomfortable, aren't we? Or we feel like we don't belong somehow, And that just can't be true. And if we want to live a good life in that way, I think periodically it's good to reassess and recommit to this primary relationship. It's a primary relationship. And so again, I think you get this, is not Father in the sky. I'm not the child and the Father in the sky that I'm asking things from. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Okay? So, but there is an exchange like that because it's a reciprocal relationship. All relationship has to be multi-sided, right? It can't be just one-sided. And so there's a law to the universe, a giving nature to the universe. And we participate in that when we receive, when we make requests, when we give of ourselves, when we express and experience, there's the reciprocal nature. So, getting a little ahead of myself. But this statement, the human is divine. You are divine. You are spirit. You are God in form. Does that bristle? Does it make you uncomfortable at all? Oh, I love it. Oh, good. Good. Because we are indeed interconnected, intertwined, and inseparable from that. So I hope it doesn't bristle. Again, Ernest Holmes from Can We Talk to God says, the relationship between the life principle and that which it sustains, that would be all of us, everything we see, the relationship between the life principle and that which it sustains is self-evidently one of unity. There's an inner oneness. The more completely we become conscious of this divine union, the more power we have over our own existence. That's why we want to do it consciously. Because if we don't do it consciously, then that creative power in us is willy-nilly, right? At best, willy-nilly. And we can't separate life from living. So we're really talking about your relationship with self with a capital S. We can think about it that way. That song was so brilliantly, it just really said that there, Emily. There's an undivided self, capital S, that part, like I said, that's never dis-ease, never out of balance, never known distress in any way whatsoever. So today, again, I hope we recommit to that divine union within us. I want to cover some qualities of good relationships, what I think good relationships have in common, right? And again, we're looking at it from the self, me, Theresa, the little s, with the big S. That in me, right? So do that for yourself. So here are the first three. So triple A. That's the triple A. Awareness, acceptance, and appreciation. Awareness, just what I've been talking about. Awareness of who and what we are, right? And awareness that the one multiplies and diversifies itself. And look how it shows up here. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's brilliant. Just brilliant, beautiful. And each one of us have unique talents and gifts. I look around the room at those that I know, and you are talented and gifted in ways that the person sitting next to you isn't. Isn't that brilliant too? Just fabulous. And so wouldn't we want to have a reverence for that? Not only when you look at the person next to you, but in yourself. We want to have a reverence for who we are. Who you are. Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's like the Grand Temple. You know, if you walked in big cathedrals and you kind of go, oh, there is something awe-inspiring. Maybe this cathedral, I kind of don't like some of the things they do. You still go, oh. You do that when you look in the mirror. Goodness. Instead of I saying, oh, look at my mom. So I think however we choose to know God, whatever experience we have with God, that's what God is to us. Do you follow that? Like what we think about it is what it is to us then. It can't be anything else, right? It can't be anything else than what we assign to it. That's an interesting thing. So continue thinking along these lines. AAA, awareness, acceptance, appreciation. So we covered the awareness part, appreciation, then being just in gratitude for this breath. Being in gratitude for this thing called life that's moving in as and through me, for all the experiences that have led me right to this place, for the fact that this is a conscious universe, that I am immersed in consciousness, and it responds to me. That's a cool thing too. You know? Just be excited about that. Just feel privileged about that. We have an ability to feel close to the divine. We have the ability to not, too. Those are our choices. How much can we appreciate, feel grateful for the choice that we have to lean in? I love to say surrender into this. That really comes in for me, those words. I can feel myself fall. Into an embrace. And of course, I don't think of God as being anthropomorphic. There's no father figure there catching me, because my dad didn't catch me. So I'm not going to assign a father figure to it, right? But I still get caught. There's something that, again, like Jody said, like Emily said, that I don't know it, I know it, I don't know it, I know it, I don't know it, right? We're always striving to have a clearer understanding and deeper felt experience. So close is this union of creation with the Creator that it is impossible to say where one begins and the other leaves off. Thank you again, Ernest. You might have plagiarized that from somebody before. I think we've heard that for a long time. Something similar. But it gave us the words mystical marriage. Can you think of it as a mystical marriage? a union, a divine union, this relationship, being in an eternal oneness. And doesn't marriage require respect? So again, that's along the line still with awareness, acceptance, appreciation. I want to respect myself. I want to respect myself. When I see the diversity and I can respect that, then at the same time, I want to respect that uniqueness that I bring to life, or that spirit brings through me to life, because it's not like anybody else. And the same thing with you, we want to respect that, right? We want to respect our own values, our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own knowledge and experiences. I think that's a really important thing for us to value. And even if we've made mistakes, that's okay. That's okay. I like to say that that's when we really want to applaud ourselves for recognizing that I don't want to do that again. I'm really self-compassion, for those things that we learn from. We have an authentic expression, each one of us. And that's like central to my ministry, I think. Central to my life, it always has been. And so if I can see that as not weirdness, or not belonging, or not fitting in, but I can see it as my unique expression, that complete expression, that divine expression, then it's different, isn't it? Then it's something to embrace, something to respect, something to applaud. It's something to show up. Radical self-knowledge, self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-appreciation, love and care, it's all required in this relationship. So, what kind of relationship will we have if we don't have good communication, right? That's central to our relationship, mind and bodies. Actually, the divine is central, first and foremost in our relationship. But communication between the two of us, so communication is important. Ernest Holmes, to paraphrase it, he said, there's no communication without an exchange of ideas, right? No communication without an exchange of ideas. I can remember being in relationship with other people and being very lonely. Have you had that experience? Like you're right next to somebody all the time, you're alone. You're so lonely. It's not an exchange. It's not an exchange of ideas. We have that with spirit. We can have that with spirit. Talk and share and speak our truth. That's what treatment is all about, treatment, our fancy word, spiritual mind treatment, for prayer, our fancy word for saying, this is what I know, and Spirit's everything right here, it's in me, it's moving through me, and it's going to show up this day in a way that's it's courageous and not worried about the fact that technology didn't work, right? In a way that's going to be free, that's going to let go, allow Spirit to bring something else forth that I wouldn't see otherwise. I trust it. There's another good word for relationship, right? So I don't demand things of Bobby. I don't declare them like we affirm and treatment with emphasis, In fact, this is what I know about Spirit, and I demand to see it happen out here in my life right now, because that's sometimes I can pray that. But I don't do that with him, but then I do approach him with a sense of trust, with a sense of familiarity, with a sense that whatever I'm going to request, he's going to do it with his heart open if he can. Because that's the relationship, right? And then don't forget, it's not all about talking. You gotta listen sometimes. But we have tools for that too, right? Meditation, visioning. We have tools that we can hone to really put ourselves in that space of listening. I know these two singer-songwriters here listen.
It downloads, right? Oh, it downloads. Yeah, yeah. That breath work that I did a few weeks ago when I shared, that was a way of listening to get out of my thought and feel the breath. And then I had such a message and awareness of love that followed it. It was simply amazing. So we have tools that we can do to have this relationship. And then, what is a relationship without commitment? And responsibility, right? A good relationship, it requires us to listen, and it requires us to speak our truth, and it requires us to be committed to that. It requires us to grow, to not stay stagnant, to embody, to share who we are, to be in that place of honoring ourselves by sharing ourselves. And it takes practice. And we don't always do it perfectly. And so then we have to forgive ourselves. But when we forget, that's when we suffer, and it's just an opportunity to say, okay, I'll do it different. That's all. That's all. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't have to have a lot of baggage and heaviness. It really doesn't. We can retrain ourselves. So, we're going to be conscious. I think we can create from conscious consciousness, right? It's like a working a program. If any of you have been in 12-step or gone through therapy or worked with a coach, it's like working a program. I've been working this program for 30 years in September. It's going to be 30 years. We're going to have a party. Yeah, we're going to have a party. So I remember the day I walked into a new thought meeting. It was September 18th, 1992. I remember the day. My life changed. Last week we talked about quantum leaps, right? Quantum leaps, rocking it. Yeah. Someone knows that feeling. And you don't ever shrink back. Our ability to think, to know, to act are direct channels through which spirit flows, can flow, when we invite that kind of relationship, right? So trust requires fidelity, it requires faithfulness. I hear the word steadfast in my meditations and visioning so often, and I gotta tell you, the first time I heard it, I had to look it up, because it was not a word I used. But I was being told to be steadfast. Now listen, then you can move out and do it, and life moves with you, and life changes, and it expands, and it grows, and you evolve, and it's so damn good. It's just so good when you have this kind of relationship. It's just so good. The good in which you believe can triumph over any evil you have experienced. You have a silent partnership with the infinite. The partnership has never been dissolved. It can never be. You are to have implicit confidence in your own ability, knowing it is the nature of thought to externalize itself in your health, in your affairs, knowing that you are the thinker. Yeah. Or its homes, thoughts, or things. And then love. Just lastly, love. Firstly, lastly, always love, right? I shared with you last week Ernest Holmes' quote that says, it's the grandest healing, drawing power on the universe. It's the very reason for our being. And he says this bold statement that love is the sole impulse for creation. I believe it. You believe it? Yeah. So what we believe about this is what we project onto all our relationships. Just know that. Because I do believe it's true. And it's not always fun to look at.
I believe it's true. Just imagine for a moment your relationship with Spirit is so good, so clear. Like you're in the channel, you just know that you're living the life you're supposed to live because you're spending time. You're committed to that relationship. You know it's active in your life. Feel it, see it, sense it, everything. Feel into that right now. Can you imagine if you have one challenge in a relationship, what would it do to that relationship if you brought that energy to that relationship? Anything is possible. We come from infinite possibility. Anything is possible. Yeah. So, in closing, I encourage you to apply your wins. We don't always do our relationships perfectly. But applaud your wins. I applaud your wins. The divine union finds a way. Ernest Holmes says, a unity is binding all together in one perfect whole. That's this community, this whole world coming from the one source of substance. Whereas he says, spirit is in the wind and the wave and manifests its presence throughout nature. We see that. But most completely, it manifests through your heart and your mind. Through your heart and your mind. It proclaims our livingness and its lovingness. And this I know for each one of you. So it is. Emily, what you got for us now?
So at the top of the service, Theresa mentioned that some things don't always go our way, and that leads into this right here, this song called All For You. I wrote this when I was 15, or maybe I was 18, I was nothing. But I was downloaded this chorus, what if it was all for you, and it was because my dad, he spent the last like 10 years of his life just basically in bed. I was trying to think of, like what could I think of to change his mind and make him get up out of bed? It's like, I feel like he always thought the world was against him. But it's like, but what if it's not? What if it's all for you? What if all the bad things that you go through and the trials, and what if it's working for you? What if it's for you to like learn? And so anyways, that's what this song is about. And I actually rewrote some of it this week because I wanted it to make a little more sense to me. Because when I wrote it when I was 18, I didn't quite understand it, but now I really do. Disappear, well, yeah, you wanna try. The little that you are is in your mind. And you don't feel that life's been very fair. And everyone you meet seems unaware. Don't be scared of what you see. And don't blur out what's in between. And now you're strength enough to change how you feel with what you obtain. It's what it was all for you. Oh, what it was all for you. Oh, what it was all for you. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you may feel like things don't go your way, and the things you think you need never stay. You have always tried to find your place, 'cause you can trust that you will find your way. But don't be scared of what you think, and don't go around and say it's sweet. Allow your strength enough to change how you feel before you obtain. Today is what goes on for you. Oh, love, what goes on for you. Oh, love, what goes on for you. Oh, you can sing if you want. What goes on for you? Oh, what goes on for you? Oh, what goes on for you?
All me. I'm making a decision right here, right now. We're gonna have to hire somebody to help us with the video stuff. Might have to buy new equipment. Already bought equipment, but we might have to get new equipment. But whatever we're gonna do, I'm not gonna have another Sunday like this. So I just made a decision. Power of the decision. Yeah. I just left a check on the desk in there for 6 months rent. So, the internet service isn't working here, so we're operating on fiber, just letting you guys know what's up. Because I'm gonna ask for money right now. It's our offering, our time of offering, our time of giving. And, you know, I see flow in my life all the time, and I know that's the way it works, and that's been the way that it has worked for us abundantly since we said we were going to do this thing called the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Health. In our first Sunday, we had 70 people in the room. At that point, we had already built up some pretty nice coffers just from doing house concerts. Like, we know there's an idea in the mind, in the one mind, that supports this ministry. I don't doubt that at all. And then when I have a little blip like this, I wonder, what's it trying to tell me? Oh my God, I've said that so many times since I got with teaching. What do you think that means? Here's what it means. It means I allow spirit to move. That's all it is. I do not stand in the way. I do not resist. I do not fight against. Claiming it doesn't matter. It doesn't help. I mean, it matters. It doesn't help. So will you know that with me right here, right now, as we begin our time of giving, that we do it in the way that we know there is a flow of the universe, that the entire universe in this moment is rising to support this ministry in this room, online, to be able to reach the 20, 30 people that we have typically on any given Sunday. People from Austria, from Kansas, from Ohio, from all over the world, tuning in, Virginia. So let us just know that there is a flow, and that each one of us are connected. And I affirm for each one of us right here, right now, that we know what's comfortable in giving, because we have this divine relationship. And so we give from a place of comfort, that's all. A place of comfort. A place that feels good, that feels loving, that feels like love. And so we do, and so it is. Let's see.
All right, let's
Let's see.
I receive the gift of life. That's the love. I receive the gift of love. That's the love. I receive the gift of joy. That's the love. I receive all the good. I receive the gift of life. That's the love. I receive the gift of love. That's the love. I receive the gift of joy. That's the love. I receive all good and that's the love. And that is indeed what I know has already happened in the mind today for every person that is tuned in, is that we have indeed received and we do indeed pass it on. That when we leave this room here today, it is with that relationship that never stops giving, that never stops loving, and we simply continue to give it away to everyone that we meet. And that is the world that works for everyone. Right here, right now. So grateful. So grateful to have this time with you this morning. I want to thank John Moore. He's in Ocala this morning, but I want to thank John Moore for doing family constellations with us last week. That was off the chain. It was so good. So good. We will have him back. We had 20 participants. It just really was a phenomenal morning. We're going to have another workshop in August that Lane Silver's going to do for us in August. Anything you want to know about our book club, which is reading Dr. Michael Beckwith's book, 40-Day Fast, 40-Day Mind Fast Soul Feast. They do that on Thursday mornings online, or Monday evening meditation with Julie Birch is online, and that is just phenomenal. She's so good, whether you are new or experienced meditator, so good. And then all the stuff that we have going on, including treatments that we do for you when you have a need, and we love. And I can't tell you how many times somebody will come up to me and say, oh, I've been really sick this week. Why didn't you send an email? Email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. Or this morning, write down on that box over there. If there's a financial trouble, there's a relationship, there's a health issue, whatever it is, write it down on the form right where you're standing and put it in the basket. And we'll keep you in a permanent prayer for the week. And we love doing that. It's what we have trained, our practitioners have trained for 4 years to do that. But it has something to do, for goodness sake. I'm going to have Emily come up. Oh. Also, your artwork practitioners in the room, please have a short prayer.
Okay.
For the service, you have available for that, cities available.
Okay. Should have had done up here saying the voice of youth, my parent here. Emily, would you come up and close us out? And lastly, I would say the August Science My magazines are up. They're on the table. It's $5. You can get them at Barnes & Noble for the same price, so you might as well grab it here. And have a terrific week. Again, thanks for being here.
I also have some CDs over there, and if anyone still does listen to CDs, I'd love for you to just go ahead and take one, because it's so rare for someone that actually still listens to CDs. But yeah, there's like 8 of my originals, and Matthew Frost, if you know him, he produced this, so you know it's really good. And yeah, all right, so this is my song called Precious Light, and I feel like I always play it here, but it just always fits, because it's called Precious Light. It's the precious light that we have inside. Here it is. I've been staring outside for quite a while, hoping that you will see a part of me. I ask everyone to be my guide. Tell me who I should be. Am I right? But this precious life that I hold inside is for me to find. It's with me tonight. This precious life can give us morning sun. Show the path that's right. Be the darkness sky. I'm breathing out away from the crowd, away from this trying to be the light I need to breathe in, so I can begin to finally live. Not be afraid, 'cause I've spent most of my life confused myself, looking up my peace, the ones I need, but I find most of my thoughts were never mine, and the darkness feels like me. And this precious life that I hold inside is for me to find. It's with me tonight. This precious life can give us morning silence. The path's right. Be a darkness sky. Oh,